Okay, so in entertainment, having my own little music there. Um, Black Panther. Can we just talk real quickly? The success of Black Panther. Worldwide ticket sales are at $520 million. And that is just since opening from Thursday. It was screenings on Thursdays, everyone knows. And that it has now earned $292 million in US theaters. It's topping a 7-day sales for Marvel Avengers, and it's taken the crown of the best North American opening week for a Marvel studio film. And in the bigger picture, Black Panther can also claim the 4th best week at US theaters ever. So Disney is very happy. Now, DC, as we all know, there's that little struggle that people like to pin them against each other, DC and Marvel. DC is looking at the success of Black Panther, and I'm so conflicted whether or not I should be offended by this, but they're saying, oh, we see that African Americans are flocking to theaters to go see Black Panther. We are going to uncancel the Cyborg movie. And therefore, we're going to mimic the same success Black Panther had because Cyborg is a Black superhero. So in their mindset, they're very excited about this. And so before, whether we all know when they released their schedule, they said that we're getting a Cyborg movie. After the failure of Justice League, they no longer talked about Cyborg anymore. And they no longer talked about, his own solo movie. Now, all of a sudden, they're like, yes, we're excited. We can't wait. So they're bringing it back. Now, also, on top of that, they have their comic book. And in the comic book, it's not so much of a spoiler. I'm not going to spoil every single thing, but I'm not really spoiling anything. But I will say this, that the Justice League has a new cyborg, has a new leader, and that is Cyborg. The first Black superhero will be in charge of the Justice League. So what happened was that there's a new Justice League supervillain that's pushing the teams to its limit, and not even Batman is able to keep up. So Batman steps down from the position, and instead he decides to appoint Cyborg. So now Cyborg is the head of the Justice League. So everyone's piggybacking off of everyone. So they're very happy about that. In other news, Stephen King, anyone knows, he did a narrative poem called The Bone Church in 2009. That's now going to be made into movies. They picked up the rights, and if you're not familiar with the poem, it's basically about this bard patron who tells anyone that buys him a drink about there was a doomed expedition in the jungle that he took part of. So they're going to expand on that and make this into basically a movie. And it was about 32 guys went in, but only 3 survived and came out. So anyone who's a Stephen King fan, they're doing that. Also, more Stephen King. We're getting chapter 2 of It that comes out in 2009. We're getting a new adaptation of Pet Sematary. We're getting Suffer the Little Children, The Talisman, and Dr. Sleep. And as you don't already know, we're also getting Castle Rock, which is a series that connects all of Stephen King's characters. They all live in the town of Castle Rock. That's going to be in Hulu during the summer. I believe it's August 1st. Or the Koalition, if you look on the website, I did an interview with 3 of the actors. It's Sissy Spacek, Peter Sarsgaard, who played It from the movie, and the new guy. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, but it was a wonderful interview. I just can't remember his name. Joss Whedon has stepped down from the Batgirl movie that was going to be produced by Warner Brothers. Batgirl, he said, is such an exciting project with Warner Brothers and DC. He said they're very supportive and that he was very happy with, the new opportunity that came. But the problem is that he said it took him months to realize that he didn't have a story and that he's very grateful for everyone who welcomed him, but he failed. He said he calls himself a failure. He apologizes. He says he failed. He doesn't have a story. So it's best for him to step down because there's nothing that he can do with the character, which I kind of call BS on. But he's out. And so now with DC, they still want to do the movie. They just don't have anyone attached to the project now. So they're really upset because they also, Justice League kind of failed at the box office. So right now they've kind of been scrambling. Also, they got a bunch of new people in. They have a lot of revolving doors when it comes to the writers and the producers. So they are basically scrambling to bring out something that's somewhat successful. However, if we all know, or you probably don't know, we're getting a Nightwing movie that's going to be directed by Chris McKay, who previously did the Lego Batman. And he put out a statement that was saying, I'm not going anywhere, guys. Sorry what happened with Joss Whedon, but I'm not going anywhere. And the only way that I would ever leave the project is that DC decides to fire me. And, that will be the only time, the only problem. I'm going to stay with you guys. Yay, Team DC. And he's very excited for the movie that's coming up. He says that it's going to be just a really great action movie with a lot of heart and a lot of emotion. And it's going to be a crazy fun ride for whoever gets cast as Nightwing. And that they're going to go through this big boot camp experience and they're going to enjoy it. And the fans are going to enjoy it. And it's going to be, number one at the box office. But again, we have no plot. We have no characters. We don't even know what it's going to be about. We don't know who's going to star in it. But he's very excited. And he's letting you know that even though DC is falling apart right now, he's staying where he's staying. As we know, also, Sonic the Hedgehog is now a film that's going to open on November 15th of 2009. Sega has announced that they're very excited about this, that they can't wait to expand on the IP, and that they're going to reach audiences globally. So this has been something that they have been working on. They're very excited. We don't have any script. We don't have a plot. We don't even have a design. We don't know anything about it, but we're getting a movie in 2019, come hell or high water. Chris Tucker just confirmed that we're getting a Rush Hour 4 movie. Jackie Chan's still around. He's still alive, still kicking butt and, looking good. And Chris Tucker needs a paycheck from somewhere. So he's really happy. They said they can't wait to start filming. We don't have a date on filming. He says that they was really excited and that they announced Rush Hour 4 back in 2012. But the problem is they didn't like any of the scripts that they were receiving. So it took such a long time to get the right writer, to get the scripts, and that they've been turning down everything and nothing seemed to excite them. But they want you to know that they're working on the second draft right now. And it'll probably start shooting next year. So they're excited about it. Jackie Chan already said, I'm good. I'm happy. And also Chris Tucker wants people to know that it's not about the money. It's about his love and his passion for Rush Hour 4. And I believe that Brett Ratner is going to be attached. He is still promoting it on his Instagram, even though he made everything private. But I friended Brett Ratner before that whole scandal thing, so I didn't get booted out his account. But he's still posting about Rush Hour 4. So Brett Ratner confirmed it, and Chris Rock confirmed it. We're also getting a Titans TV series that will premiere on the DC streaming service, which is going to launch later this year. So we're not only getting the Disney streaming service, but now you have to pay for the DC streaming service. So they cast Rita Farr, who is from some TV show, I don't know. But they also cast April Broadby, who is from Drop Dead Diva, a TV show that was on like Lifetime or something. Anyway, Rita Farr has been cast as Elastigirl, and she's very excited. What happened is in the story is going to explain that Farr is an actress who is exposed to the toxic gas that changes her cellular structure. She can expand and shrink her body, and in the comics ends up with the Doom Patrol. However, the live action series will also feature the Doom Patrol, but there's going to be some changes to it. They didn't announce what the changes are, but there's going to be some changes. The show also stars Breton, I cannot pronounce his name, but he was the kid from Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tale. He plays Dick Grayson, also Robin. We're getting Tegan Croft from Home and Away is playing Raven. Anna Drop, who is 24 Legacy, is Starfire. Alan Richardson is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And we're getting Minka Kelly from Friday Night Lights, really great show, will be Hawk. So that's all the news that we find out. It's been a very long time waiting for the show to come out. This has been over, I would say, over 5 years. It was supposed to originally be on TNT. Then it was supposed to film in Canada. Then it got moved to Los Angeles. There was a lot of problems. It was dropped by TNT because they said the script was just so god awful. They refused to put it on air. So now it's going to DC streaming service, which does not sound very good from, they dropped it because the script is bad, but DC streaming service is picking it up. And last but not least, we are getting a new Charmed reboot TV show. This time, the girls are Hispanic. It's going to cast Melanie Diaz as one of the sisters. She's from Be Kind Rewind. She's basically an indie darling. And we're also getting Sarah Jeffrey. Now, the sisters, they made them more, they updated everything. So what they're involved in, they're very political. One is, her goal in life is just to get into a sorority. So take that as you will. Melanie Diaz will play one of the sisters who's outspoken activist who loses her way after a family tragedy. And there's boyfriends involved, and they didn't cast a third sister yet, but it's going to be, updated and reflect the times that we're in now. And it seems that one of the sisters is not happy about their powers, and they view it as witchcraft instead of like a gift that's given to them. So that's everything that's been going on in entertainment.
Thank you for all of that recap. I do have 2 quick comments I want to make before we move on to the next topic. This was just brought to my attention. Now we can officially say that Black Panther has made over 700 million as of right now. So that's worldwide. So yeah, great movie. Glad to hear it's doing well. I mean, I was at the movie theater yesterday and it was still selling out. So I fully believe that. But good news for Marvel and everybody involved. And regarding what you said about Chris Tucker, I only want to ask him, where the hell is the next Friday movie at? Because I thought this movie was coming out this year. So Rush Hour 4, I guess, yeah, that's okay, I guess. But man, where the hell is Friday? That's all I have to say about that.
Well, right. He wanted to have it, but then it was like weird rumors that Ice Cube's son was going to be in it instead. And nobody wants to see that.
I guess so. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'll still watch it, but I guess I gotta look forward to Rush Hour 4. But that, what he said about, it's not about the money. Come on now, son. This is about the money. But that's all I got to say about that.